Hello, 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 hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hope everyone's doing fantastically well. Hope everyone's feeling well today. It is Tuesday, the 15th of July. And of course, the big questions still remain. Big questions still remain. And today we're going to talk about all that. Where is Gyökeres? Because according to latest news and reports, apparently Arsenal have done their due diligence. Everything is done and dusted, and Gyökeres is set for medicals on Friday. Whether that's true or not, at the moment, I don't know. Mostly because I'm not gonna lie, it hasn't been reported by any credible sources. It hasn't been reported by any credible sources. It mostly has been reported by some news articles from Portugal specifically. So that is still the biggest question mark, how it's gonna go. On top of that, of course, will we sign Eze or not? That remains to be the next thing. That's the next question we're gonna talk about. And of course, overall, we're gonna talk about, is Berta cooking? Because that, I think, is the biggest topic right now, looking at that we have signed 5 players or 6 if we sign Gyökeres. There has been no outgoings, which still for me is making me uneasy, because for me, the if Berta is cooking or not quite heavily will be influenced by the outgoings and potentially by how much we gonna sell those outgoings. That is the biggest thing, because lately I read that, for example, there's interest in Fabio Vieira. A team from Serie A wants to offer 18 million euros, and Arsenal said that's not enough. So we'll see how that goes. So we're gonna definitely look into all that. Bigger people in the chat as well. You are here bright and early. Bigger people, bigger preach. I sent you a DM on Twitter, on X. The link should be there. Big up Mubarak. Hope you're doing well. Gyökeres deal is not in crisis, according to reports from Portugal. So we need some more credible sources coming out and dropping some bombas. In these terms, we are talking about, of course, big Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein, because it's one thing when it comes out from reports and articles like Dioras and places like that everything has been agreed. Arsenal have accepted more favorable installment terms and everything. So there is that hope that it's actually gonna happen very, very soon, of course. Big up Valeria, hope you're doing well today. Big up Valeria, hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's hope you're having a great day. Big up DeAndre or I actually don't know. I don't know, because YouTube kind of StreamYard kind of censors this, but I think it's DeAndre or John. I don't want to Dre. Let me just call you Dre, and all that stuff. And of course, people, also, as Rich is saying, smash the likes, subscribe if you're new, and to be honest, let's get into this. Today we're not alone. Rich is joining us as well on the stream. Big up, Rich. Hope you're doing well today.
Big up, Robbo. Big up, chat. I hope everybody's all good.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on. By the way, thank you for coming on.
You're welcome, my friend. I thought when you mentioned time, I thought kind of just gets close to my time, and I thought no, I'll extend, because I'm off work at the minute. So I thought I'll push mine out to I think 10:15. I've gone for mine, so plenty of time, mate. Plenty of time.
Yeah, I usually stream around this time, so I thought maybe someone would be able to come on. I just throw out them like a hook, and maybe so I got someone basically.
That's it, mate. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, we're not going to be live for too long. I think for about an hour to 15 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, so man. Yeah, definitely.
Kind of overlay or anything, but yeah. Gyökeres, latest news, rumors, alleged ones, The prayers are that it is true, that those rumors are true, for me personally, because at the moment, everyone's waiting for that deal to happen. Everyone's waiting for that deal to be true. I don't know who is not, genuinely who is not, because these are the latest news, but that is coming from Portugal specifically. And they have gone, sometimes it's wrong, sometimes right. I don't know how credible they are. So it is a bit up in the air, I'm not going to lie, but your assessment on this situation, because it's a madness, a chaos, to say the least.
Do you know what, Rollo? And chat, big up everybody in the chat. I said this on Views' channel earlier on. I don't know if it's a thing where you get older and what we've seen over these years with Arteta, you naturally start losing like the happy vibes. You know what I mean? Like interest. Like with these signings, what we've signed. You know what I mean? Like Kepa, Norgard, close to Mosquera, Zubamendi. You know, Madueke. 5 signings. We should be like, for at least 3 signings, be like, can't wait. Absolutely, really buzzing. Happy as anything. Happy vibes. You know, look at my team go. And Robbo, I have to be honest, mate. There's not one out of them signings where I'm like, I'm really happy. I can see where we're going now, where we're really, really meaning business. There's not one signing out of that where I look and think, that shows me that we're going up a notch now. The needle's being pushed and they're realising that they need to start stepping it up. And it shouldn't be like that. Do you know what I mean? We should be, with 5 signings, we should be like, really happy. Do you know what I mean? Like saying, I can't wait for, like, look at Liverpool with Frimpong, Gyökeres, you know, and, well, Mamadashvili, you know, the giant Georgian, if you want to class him as well, back up for Alisson, and obviously Wirtz. I guarantee you, most Liverpool fans will be like, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. You know what I mean?
And Isak as well right now. The drop
well, I mean, that's just, I mean, that just takes it to a unmatchable level, really. And you've got Man City, you know, with Cherky, you know, Reinders, etc. Ryan Outnori. Man City fans, not all of them probably, but they'll be like, yeah, we can see that we're building again. Do you know what I mean? And with us, it's just like, with Zubamendi, we knew that anyway, but it's like we've gone and find scraps out of a dump yard. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, can we see something what's not going to be like unusable? Yeah, we'll get Norgard. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying Norgard's a rubbish player, but again, it just doesn't show the level what this club keep talking about and speaking BS about on these end of speech season, these end of speeches, end of season, etc. You know, where like want to go to an extra mile, want to win trophies. It don't show it. Like, we could have got Wharton from Crystal Palace, you know, ex-Blackburn midfielder. Get the best of the best. Norgard hasn't been one of the best midfielders in the Premier League this season. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and with this Gyokeres, I mean, it makes you, like my main point is, it makes me feel like now, with signings, I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, we're getting older, and we're just like, well, we're not going to be, you know, running around and shouting like, you know, when we're younger. But I just think, well, yeah, we're linked to a player. It'll probably take 2 weeks to sign them. When they get signed past the medical, it'll probably take another 3 days for the medical, for the media team to get all what they need to do in place. And it just takes excitement out of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, with all the players, what we hear, oh, still not signed him. Oh, he's in for a medical. Oh, but medical's not happened for a day extra. And, you know, when they present him in shirt, oh, that didn't happen for another 2 days. We forgot about it by the time it happens. You know, like Man City, hear about Cherky, bang, done. Yeah. Chelsea, Pedro, Gittins, heard about it, done. And I know we can, you know, things do happen behind closed doors. We have to take that in consideration. They could have been talking to Gittins in January. But wherever they pulled that trigger, you know, in like this window, as soon as it were publicly out there, poof, it was done. It was done. And I just don't. I'm 90%. Like I said, I'm 90% confident we get Gyokeres over the line. But there's that 10%, and when it becomes 10% with Arsenal, it can feel like 1,000%. And I keep saying this, and I'm not someone who will always say, "Yeah, I know everything," because I don't, and people put me in my place, and I accept that. But the co-chairman of Arsenal is Tim Lewis. And he could be the one what's stopping this deal even right now with going to that extra 10 million more, because apparently he's the one who they go to and he will say, yeah, I'll tick that off. We can go that extra bit further. So he could be the biggest prick at Arsenal right now, along with obviously Arteta, Richard Garlick, etc., and the Kroenkes. But no point mentioning Stan because he's just a sleepy cloud. He couldn't give a crap. He really couldn't. I think he still thinks season's still going. So with Gyokeres, Robert, I mean, you probably feel the same. I've heard like from Egan on X, Eduardo Egan. I mean, how do these guys get all these followers? I swear,
well,
like
people call them pagan for some sort of a reason.
Yeah, he's a liar. He's a BS.
Talks, he copy pastes everyone other's messages.
He does. And the other day it's like Madueke. Other day we're like, don't want Gyokeres. It's all Sesko. And then next minute, Gyokeres will score 20 goals. I'm confident. it's like you just contradict yourself all the time. But these people, a lot of people get brainwashed by him. And the vulnerable fans obviously follow him. So going on to that, like with Gyökeres, I've seen that from what he'd shared and that Polly Pocket crap or whatever he keeps retweeting. Apparently, it is scheduled in for Friday for the medical. But then I'm hearing that there's no true legit source what's said this. Do you know what I mean? And until I hear from Fabrizio or Ben Jacobs, maybe coming out with it, that's when I start thinking it's probably what it is. Do you know what I mean? If they say it's a medical Friday, then there probably is. But I'm not going to wear some Polly Pocket crap or whatever, what he keeps retweeting, or I'm not going to believe that. Do you know what I mean? So I just don't know. And we still need left winger, we still need Eze. Arsenal ain't winning league this season. I guarantee. We're not going to win league with Arteta. I just don't trust him. He could, like I said this other day, Robbo, he could even play Kai Havertz on left wing. He would take that risk. He literally would take that risk to do that because it would benefit himself rather than Arsenal Football Club. He is not bothered about what fans think. If he does something, what he feels, what if I play Kai Havertz on wing and it actually works? He would rather take the risk to benefit himself rather than Arsenal Football Club. That's how I see this manager. I don't like him as a manager, and now more and more, and right now, I despise him as a person after that post-match PSG interview with that female reporter. That were embarrassing, childish as you can get. I think you're on mute, Robbo. I think you're on. Robbo, I think you're on mute. No, I can't hear you. I can hear myself though. I'm not on mute. I don't know. Is it gone? Can you hear me? Yeah, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Nope. So, hopefully, I don't know what's happening here. Like, I have no idea. But yeah, I just don't trust this club. They would rather walk away and not spend that extra 10 million than do the right thing for the fans. This club would rather do that because it's all about staying to the principles, staying tight and nicey, everything. Arsenal do it all correct. They're not going to be pushed about. They're not going to do this and that. So I don't trust them. I don't trust them. I just don't. Don't know what's happened here. Robbo, can't even see you now. Oh, coming back. Hello? No.
There we go. Freaking
Got there, mate. I thought I'd have to take a show then.
Seriously, what the hell was that about? StreamYard just went mad on me. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I could, like I said, I could hear myself. I couldn't hear anything you were saying at all, mate.
I lost sound. I lost the audio. I lost everything. Like, insane.
Hopefully
Yeah, but
right
speaking of these signings, it's for me, it's just the fact that it gets dragged out for, let's just say, 2-3 weeks longer than it should be. So by the time you actually get the links, by the time he signs, like, the excitement is gone. Plus,
Absolutely,
also
mate.
in these days, the social media plays a massive role, in my opinion, because every single thing, if one hair falls off his head, it gets instantly reported, pretty much. And back in the day, sounds hell old, and we'll go high, but when you heard the news in newspapers, when you read them on radio,
Teletext.
TV, something like that, it was something unique. Or even if you didn't have social media and your just friend came, let's just say, to you and said, you know what, we just signed Mesut goddamn Ozil, and you're just, what?
Yeah.
What the hell? Wow, what?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I think
absolutely.
It's just the coverage is so big these days that partial excitement is gone. Because overall, for Gyokeres, I'm excited. Like, there's no argument about that. But the fact that it gets dragged out for 5 years, it doesn't help anyone. Same with Declan Rice, last year, even though, let's be real, Zubimendi has been signed since January this year. Like, the time is just not in the place. Like, let's just put it that the timing is not.
It's like on Sunday, Robbo, mate. We got the news what broke, and it looks like we were touching distance to Gyökeres on Sunday. And I was expecting Monday afternoon we could probably it's done, and then obviously unveil him, present him maybe tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? But now I can't see as like the medical will probably be Friday. It'll probably be they'll probably keep him in an airport for 20 hours or something like that. Then they'll walk him out to airport. Then they'll get into training ground. Then they'll have to prepare or whatever they're going to do for the media side of it. That'll take 3 days. It'll probably be about early August when we present him, which you can just imagine it.
Yeah, there are talks that he most likely, if on Friday does his medicals, he's going to play separately. He will miss the first game against AC Milan, if I'm not mistaken, it is, and everything. And he might join us when we play Newcastle or North London Derby. Two of the best games when to join the team. I'm not going to lie. Like, playing against Spurs, in general, it's going to be... Like, why do we play Premier League teams in preseason?
I don't get that. I do not get that, because there's no way you're going to go half-hearted. You are going to treat it as a Premier League game, and you just know injuries will happen. Do you know what I mean? I don't get that. You want to play teams, what you're never ever going to play ever, and lesser teams than that, they'd be buzzing to play Premier League teams. Do you know what I mean? I never get that. I mean, obviously they'll say, well, it's just a warm up to get you ready in that, but no. Friendlies are about warming up. I see it. You know what I mean? Not going full ball straight away.
We played United. I think it was last year, a few years ago.
In America, I think. Yeah.
Was it Fernandez? No, not Fernandez. The center back.
Played Chelsea.
Center back, the one the butchered with the meat cleaver and everything.
Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez. He nearly snapped one of our players' legs at the game. Like,
exactly.
It's insane. It's
Chelsea as well.
Over years, like it's like that. Like, I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. Big up views, by the way. Big up views.
Yeah, big up views.
Listen to him. Smash the likes and subscribe, people. Subscribe to Rich. His name is in the title of the stream. And while you're at it, go subscribe to views as well. But while you're at it, a little journey, but helps the stream, helps the community overall.
Yeah, I'm pushing for 400 now.
You're at 400 almost.
No, pushing. I think I'm about 377. So, but I am getting a laptop in the next few days. On the phone, it does the trick, but it's not as good. I haven't used a laptop for about 12 years, Robbo. So it will all be different to me. But it's just too narrow, man. Like, even when you're in chat, you don't get to see how many's in your chat. After a bit, it kind of goes off. It kind of the screen just kind of goes a little bit. Yeah, you might see numbers for about 20 minutes, and then next minute it goes. So but with this, even with this Mosquera, Robert, what do you think? Like, even this has took a long time, hasn't it, for Mosquera to go that line? Do you think there's no excitement? Like you just said, perfect example. Every signing what we've made, there's nothing like it's took too long, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's
way goddamn too long. Just stick with Ornstein or Fabrizio. Not perfect, but far more reliable. And that is at the end of the day. You'll read your smaller ones from all over the place, from my case, basically, and then at the end of the day, you obviously trust the technically, quote unquote, the two big ones. Just put it that way. So basically, if you have like absolute definitive statements, even on the stream or videos or something like that, but the smaller ones are just to basically spark the talk, because I know many people on this platform does this when even the smaller one says the like unknown someone ITK says, "Oh, here we go, it's gonna happen soon," and everything, and it doesn't happen. But they basically address it like it's Fabrizio Ornstein who has said it, puts them on the thumbnail and everything. Like,
That's I'm just about to say. They use even their pictures, don't they? And they've got like 3,000 followers, and they do, like say, they do say that famous "Here we go," and just going back to like with transfers and that. It's just the same old with Arsenal. We take ages to get deals out line. If there's a stumbling block, we're all nicey nice. We give the biggest cuddles at Arsenal. We don't do things like out of the box. We have to do everything pristine. It's got to be perfect. Just go get the deal done, man.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's it. Just get nasty, get ruthless. Sporting Lisbon are literally saying you can have one of the best strikers in the world when we've not had one striker at this football club for 3 seasons. By the way, we used to implement so much fear just by our attacking prowess and strikers alone. Teams used to shit themselves playing us just because of what we had up front. And we've been literally given like a window where no striker for 3 seasons, and they are saying you can have one of the best strikers, because he is. With his goal machine record, he is. Yes, it's Premier League, with Portuguese league, but a league's a league. He's still putting the ball in the net,
and we can score goals.
Actually, against Man City, he can do the business. He's a big physical presence. He's 6'2", I think he is. He's got very, very like that. I don't give a crap attitude. Just give me the ball and I'll put it in the net, and I want to see that ruthlessness. And we're getting a chance to have one of the best strikers at this football club. And it's not been our priority to get that over the line. Right, if you want 10 million more Sporting Lisbon, then have it. Because I tell you something, if this was Saliba or something to Real Madrid, we would be squeezing everything out of Real Madrid. Well, there's agent fees, so we need about another 10 to 12 million. That's what you do it as a club. It's dog eat dog. You want to make as much money as you can. Sporting want to take as much money because they're going to lose one of the best strikers in the world, the best player they've had at the team for the last 2 years, one of the best, probably the best player in Premier League for the last 2 years. And of course they're going to want extra, cut these agent fees involved now, etc. And Arsenal just doing typical Arsenal. We're smug. We don't do business like that. No, you won't get 10 million extra out of us. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's got us nowhere over years. We're absolutely shambolic at selling players. I see players, like when I see, articles, and it's like, oh, teams looking at that player, and I think, my God, just for a player what's just coming onto the scene, 40 million, boom, straight out. That's Arsenal's record expensive signing at sale with Florian Balogun for 40 million. And then I see like other teams, they want 60, 70, 80. And I'm thinking, we've never even reached that level, man. We've never even reached that. There's something else to be embarrassed about. It really is.
Yeah.
So when people keep saying, oh, everything's all perfect at Arsenal, we're going in the right direction, we're doing this on the pitch, we're moving a little bit up the table, but I guarantee you big problems are coming, because William Saliba now is going to be looking at this season thinking, if Arsenal's out of the title by October, I guarantee you Saliba's saying, right,
he's not signing the extension.
Start pushing that call to his agent, start getting that call with Real Madrid, because Florentino Perez calls him even 2 days before window finishes, he's going to turn around to Arsenal and say he wants to leave. He's
gonna push for the move. 100%. Like it's insane. Even the signings, because the sales, because we sell some of our best players for a tiny bit, our best ones, or some of the dross ones for some bit. But when you look at other teams, they sell their unknown players for more than we sell our quote unquote known players.
Absolutely, James McAtee from Man City. They'll get about 25 to 28 million for him. Played a few games in league. That's it. Obviously, part of cup team for City last season.
For Hutchinson, we got nothing.
That's what I'm saying. And Trossard, who's a decent footballer, which he is. He's got some very individual good qualities, but he goes missing every 6 games or so. But for God's sake, I mean, if Saudi's come in, we could probably get 40 million for him. Do you know what I mean? But that's the only hope.
Last September, that.
Yeah, this is it. That's what we'll do with Martinelli. We'll keep him, and he's had 2 bad seasons. And if he plays bad this season, that's 3 seasons in a row where he's been rubbish. Now I don't know if it's an individual kind of thing or it's to do with Mikel Arteta like breathing down his neck. Don't you run forward like on him all the time. But right now we could probably get 80 million out at Saudis. But I guarantee you, if a European team come for Martinelli in this window, they ain't going past 45 million.
It's going to be
because they will look at
half,
last
so.
2 seasons. That you know what I mean. That's what they're going to look at. Well, he's not even a goal machine. He's a decent player, but so we're at 45 million. It's fair price. So and then we'll sell him next summer for about 30 million, 35
Most
million.
likely
You know,
he's going to go to other team and he's going to ball out there because manager will know how to use them. But yeah, big up Eros, big up Eros, Mikkel music in the house. I already accepted we aren't gonna win. Yeah, that basically comes from Richard's comment. I understand why you don't trust Arteta, but if you think we can't win, so are you going to watch them or not bother seeing them? We gonna watch them because like we gonna watch them and we gonna hope that we are going to win because that hope is always there. But
this is
from the previous years is basically everything that is going against that hope.
Absolutely. We don't say things, Richard. Like me, Robbo, Views, all the Shane Gooner, Jez, DJ. We don't say things where we're making it up and trying to be like clever. We are saying things what Arteta said, the owners have said, what we've seen in facts, and the facts are that we've challenged twice, won 1 FA Cup. Mikel Arteta doesn't know how to play a plan B. That's not me doing that. That's Mikel Arteta. That is the facts. He's so stubborn. He will not change anything in any game. He doesn't give any manager headaches. If there's a problem, he'll just stick with it and kind of hope for best and then make late substitutions.
Ooh.
Even Iriola got double of him, for Bournemouth last season. Mikel Arteta's built Arsenal a fantastic defence. I will always say thank you for that. If he left tomorrow, I would say what a defence Arteta has built for Arsenal. It's brilliant. It really is. And exactly, Robert. That's what I'm saying, mate. And Mosquera looks like another unit. And if his play goes by his size and it can match that with good touches on, good control on the ball, not rash too much, then we've got another freaking good defender. He'll probably be worth 50 million by January. But we'll see on that one. But we don't make things up like we're not making like Arteta says. Don't be satisfied with second. We want much more than that. Stands here at the Emirates against Everton, the last game of the season, has the audacity to say that, and we're going to get it. So okay, we give him we sit back and we think, okay, now he's really going to go for it. He said that. We know what he's going to sign in that window. All the fans from other clubs think, get ready because Arsenal will now sign that striker and a backup for Saka, and he didn't. He signs a left back and a centre midfield, Moreno and Calafiore.
Who ends up at striker anyways?
This is what I'm saying, Robert. It's not natural. So we're not making this up. I didn't do that. I didn't say that speech at Emirates. Robbo didn't. The other people didn't. Other people in chat. This is what Arteta's saying. So we call it out. The facts are what's been said. So we call it out. So we're acting it because we're fed up and we demand more. Like now, still no striker for 3 seasons. And yet we've done something yet again, what we keep doing, funding Chelsea Football Club. And if they go and sign Hato from Ajax, the centre-back, Arsenal Football Club have funded that somewhere along the line. If it costs 70 million...
From FFP as well. They have issues with UEFA in that regard as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Or, that's the thing, Robert, even if they don't sign one more player now till the end of the window, which I think they will, if we hear, in middle of the season or whatever, they've got 3 players, contracts are running down, and they have to pay them even more, that's going to come from Arsenal somewhere. Do you know what I mean? We have gave Chelsea money. We have topped them up in some way along the line to do something with their club. Do you know what I mean? We've done something.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, man. Like you just don't do that. There are London rivals, our neighbours, and obviously Tottenham, and there are rivals now in football. You would not keep. You think Man City would keep? Tell you what, let's see what Liverpool could do in summer. If we can buy that player from Liverpool, we will give you this. If you sell us that player, what do you want, Liverpool? What do you want? Do you need a goalkeeper? Do you need a centre back? No, because Man City. It's not natural, Robbo, is it? It's not normal to keep giving money to your rivals because I guarantee you, Chelsea are going to be a force. They have got so much firepower now up front. And if Cole Palmer like last season, he didn't turn up. But if he turns up this season and he looks ice cold, and I mean ice cold in Club World Cup, like it's just like, guys, last season you didn't see better of me. I've worked on a few things, and he made it look that's not natural. How he would have put that ball in that net. I know it looked easy, but it's them finishes are very, very, very hard because you have to get the right power on it, the right bend. And if he turns up with Gittins, Pedro looks different in a Chelsea shirt already. Jackson can be a problem if he stays. They've got Delap. He might even get 12 league goals.
They need a defender, though, and goalkeeper.
Yeah, they do. That's what I'm saying, Robert. Chelsea need a centre-back and a goalkeeper, mate. They really do. But if they do, that's what I'm saying.
They have as a unit also now tasted what it's like to win trophies. They know what it takes to get over the line. And we are not talking about Conference League here. We're talking more about Club World Cup. No matter how much you rate it or not, if we were in it, we would be over the moon if we were
absolutely.
in it.
These top Gooners, Robert. Well, Chelsea not in a conversation. Chelsea's washed. Chelsea's finished. Yeah. Nah, Chelsea don't come into conversation with Arsenal. But I guarantee if we won Club World Cup, they'd be absolutely lapping it up, glamorising it. Look at Mikel Arteta. He deserves a statue outside the Emirates. Do you know what I mean?
At the moment, it's a Mickey Mouse trophy, but in 4 years,
because we're not in it.
Get in it by coefficients or something like that.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes, best thing since sliced bread at the end of the day.
Robert, that's the thing. It's so predictable here. You can predict what you can hear, what they're going to say, so that you can see it now online, what they will say. These fans, because not all, there's some Arsenal fans, we need to get this straight, what are 50-50. Do you know what I mean? Like,
on the
don't want Mikel Arteta, but I'm going to kind of back in one more year. The Cronkies, I'm okay with him, but then there's some what are actually obsessed with Mikel Arteta, and I don't mean that in if you are in a way like that, then but some people are absolutely obsessed with him. I don't know if it's in his looks or whatever, but they are obsessed with him, and they just love everything he does. They do. They really do. That's it. You can't.
Like it's nuts, but yeah. Okay, let's see. Need to catch up with the chat.
Yes, sorry, mate.
A lot of news about doing this stuff, so kind of needs so he doesn't have anything against me. Big up Mike. Liverpool are moving mad, I'm not gonna lie. Big up BBK. Big up
my friend.
Like the stream, subscribe. Go also subscribe to BBK. Also an Arsenal fan. Zubimendi technically took 3 years to sign. Well,
absolutely.
It takes a lot. Yeah, those reports, $1 in your pocket again. Tell players we pay them to leave. That, to be honest, that is also Arsenal's signature move to some extent when they deal with players.
Yeah.
Big up Gavin. Hope you're doing well today. I disagree. We went above the fee that was initially promised to Gyökeres. Berta is trying to repair our reputation in the market. Don't just pay any money us. Clubs treat you. Yeah, we are a laughing stock in those terms. I hope the hope is that with Berta, at least here, we won't be such push-arounds. Let's just put it that way. No strikers allowed. Well, maybe it's on the wall somewhere in the Emirates. We need a left back. I still believe we need a left back, though. We need.
Yeah.
Where is Gyökeres? What is happening? He could be signing very soon. Potentially, there are links and everything according to reports.
Medical Friday, signed in middle of August.
Yeah, something like that. Chelsea are properly dangerous now. We actually need Eze, Hatso to come in after all these. All the players we already signed and are about to sign. Yeah, we need to sell to sign even right now. I'm not talking about the money more per se, but we need the quotas also to fill out. And I think we're gonna overstep our boundaries to even register some of them if we don't.
Yeah.
A Mickey Mouse trophy we can't qualify for. Yeah, Chelsea also only got in because they won the Champions League in a few years ago. That is also the case. Arteta needs to be sacked. Well, it is what it is. Gyokeres announced latest by Friday. I would imagine he gets announced on Thursday, though. Depends. Apparently, medicals are scheduled on Friday. You cannot announce him before the medicals. So I would maybe he's gonna be announced on Friday or just before we fly out. Although we play against Watford on the day we fly out. So.
Yeah, they could do the medical Friday and literally present it Friday. You just don't know. You don't know with Arsenal. You don't know.
Yeah, that is something they need to do. But there are some positive news apparently regarding some players. Ethan Vanieri in final stages of talks of new contract. Major interest from Premier League. That's not a surprise. Let's be real.
Absolutely.
No game time demands during discussions. So what was all the fuss for? That was the main thing. Why there were talks.
Yeah.
from at
Yeah.
least what they told us. Let's just put it
Yeah.
that way. Set for more central role, so that means Odegaard backup. But although being an Odegaard backup to some extent is better than being Saka's backup, because Saka never
Yeah.
gets subbed. Odegaard gets subbed off consistently almost every game.
Yes.
So
Yes.
maybe
And
in
he's the
those terms,
weakest
that actually
captain
would not be the
I have
worst.
seen in
That
football.
actually wouldn't be the worst. But when Yuri's staying, that is at least
Massive.
some sort of a positive. That is massive for Arsenal, no matter how you look at it. Now, the
Definitely.
question now is, will we sign Eze? That is the next one.
We
And
need
where
to,
is he
Robbo.
going to play? We need to, but that's the thing. Will we? And
That's
the
the
other
thing.
thing is, I'm kind of afraid that he could turn into Jack Grealish, like Pep kind of made him very systematic and ruined him. If that happens to Eze, well, unless we do a three-peat and quadruples and all this stuff, I don't care. I'm not gonna lie, but I kind of don't see it at least under this manager. So that could be the big question: will we get him? Because I think there is at least one more signing in the cards, but who, I no idea, to say the least.
I mean, like I think I said this other day, if Arsenal would have fully maximised one window and completed it, we literally could have got everything done this window. And you know what I mean? And this is why we're always falling behind and playing catch up. And in January we'll need players, and then next summer it'll be 4, 5, and 6 again, because obviously players will leave, probably like Saliba. Well, I think he's gone. So with Eze, with that 68 million release clause, I think we could bring Palace down to 60, but I think they'll probably want about 40 straight up. But this is what I've been thinking.
The deal?
Pardon? Kivior, Nelson. We could, we could even.
If Gyökeres is going to Liverpool, they need a centre back. Even if they sign Dio Monday,
they want the Sporting Lisbon, centre back. We've been linked with over years as well. That's the thing, Robbo. We could literally be clever with this SAD, and I know it's we get wishful thinking but we could say to Crystal Palace, here's 30 million, so you've still got a bit of money, and we will give you Kivior and Nelson. Now, people might say, oh, we can't give all the players away. But please, 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 nobody will see Nelson in the Arsenal team this season. I wish he could have stayed injury-free and he could have been a decent player, but it's just not happened for him. Do you know what I mean? It's just not. Yeah. But if we could do that and say to Crystal Palace, we are giving you 30 million and you're going to get Kivior, so they could sign another centre-back. Do you know what I mean? They could. And they've got Nelson as well. But we want Eze.
Well,
this is the thing. This because of his injuries. We'll look at that straight.
For Nelson, that is a big way, just like with Eddie Nketiah. Although I think Nelson wants to stay long, apparently.
I know he does. So I think Nelson would be prepared to drop to 70 grand a week. I don't know. I have no idea. I just don't know. But if he's desperate to play, he will. But we could be smart here. And this is, like I say, doing that with Kivior and Nelson and offering Crystal Palace 30 million. So we're still giving them a bit of money, but we'd have to pay that 30 million bang straight up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Even if we went 40 and says 40 million plus Kivior, I know we're literally giving them, we're probably losing out a little bit, but we're not, you know what I mean? Because we've got Mosquera, Saliba, Gabriel, still got Calafiori, which it could be the fourth centre-back. And then we've got Eze. We've got a player what I could see taking Martin Odegaard's place because he was our worst player last season. And then we could, the big one, because we do need a left winger. We need to make sure.
Don't dream like that. Don't set yourself up for failure and pain.
Well, I know, but we do need a left winger because we need to make sure now we are getting two players scoring way over double figures this season. Otherwise, we ain't going to be in that conversation. Or the only way that happens is if Gyokeres, which comes in and he scores at least 30 Premier League goals, that will start bringing us into. Yeah. But then you're still going to need Madueke, Saka, Martinelli, all to get around about 8 to 9 Premier League goals. And I don't trust that. Do you know what I mean? So we could then, to get Eze, we could then, if we manage to make some sales with Vieira or whatever, and really, really go full ball and say, right, we either want Lookman, Rodrigo, personally Rodrigo first choice, or Rafael Leao. And then I look at Arsenal and I think, you know what? Eze, Gyökeres, and either them three I've just said, now I start to believe that we are Arteta. No, you know what I mean? And I hate to say that, but I look at my team and I think
at least at the time if we do all
absolutely, mate. Yeah, I look at my team and I think they will smash teams next season. Some teams, but right now I just think if Gyökeres gets injured, it's Kai Havertz up front. and it's
Yeah,
Saka next.
that's the biggest
Saka's
thing.
the next goal threat. That's it.
Well, for me, I was thinking about this because we are still vaguely linked with Gordon. And
Yeah, I like Gordon.
maybe, just maybe, we could potentially get him. And obviously, under Eddie Howe, he plays more on the left.
He
Obviously,
does.
he's a left wing or left mid, depending how you look at the
Yeah,
formation.
yeah.
But I can see him potentially being also as a striker. Potentially. But then again, we
Number
have
9.
that's never going to change. If we keep
No.
Martinelli, though, him as a number 9, I could envision that happening as well, potentially. We saw some glimpses at the end of the last season, a bit. We have big up Valeria. We have majorly signed backup players who we desperately need. No argument about that. But we haven't done the major signings yet, which is itself is frustrating. And that's the thing. We have done it backwards, starting from the backups to the main guys. And then even then, when we have gone, we still drag this out for far too long than it would expect to be. Let's just put it that way. That is the biggest frustration in between most of the fan base. Let's just put it that way.
If we're that serious, priority would have been a striker straight out, wouldn't it? No matter what.
Striker, left winger about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we're not saying that, what's his face, Norgard is trash. Like, we just didn't expect him being signed at the time. Same goes for Kepa. Although Chelsea and everything, it's a bit iffy, but let's just go with it. Let's just put it that way. Then we have signed, well, technically Mosquera will be the next one, but I think that's also like Tomiyasu type of situation, maybe a one in, one out type of deal. Zubimendi, we knew he would be coming. We are not saying he's also bad, but how he will look in Premier League, nobody knows. That is the biggest question mark at the end of the day.
I think Zubimendi, Robbo, anyone who says he's rubbish, I mean, I've watched, you've probably seen him on streams, I used to watch football all over world for like 4 years solid. Even like Swedish League, Swiss League. And Zubimendi, when I used to watch Real Sociedad, I'm going to have to say it about 17 times, this is including Real Sociedad and Spain, I thought, it don't really do nothing what jumps out. But sometimes you have to be, like with some players like that, I always say they do nothing, but they do everything. You have to sometimes go back at the end of the game and analyse it and think, he's absolutely brilliant. Right? He's brilliant. Like Ray Parler, Darren Fletcher at Man United. You didn't really see that flash kind of in the eye moment where you think, wow. But when you look back at the game, you think there's not much that guy does wrong. So he could be a good signing. But that's, we're not, you've just said, mate, perfect. We've done it backwards. We want the front line sorted. It's been neglected for so long. It's shambolic. Arsenal's attack is boring. You watch the games and you think, nah, 5 minutes in, not going to happen today. 10 minutes, no. You can just feel it. There's nothing. You just know it. And there's only Saka and Nwaneri right now as it stands. What's Arsenal's biggest goal threat? That's how I see it at the moment. Obviously, if you bring Gyökeres in.
Yeah, that is the biggest thing for me. Zubimendi, like when I'm watching La Liga and everything over I don't even know, last 12, 13 years even. Okay, he hasn't played there that long. Let's just take that out of the way, of course. But overall, he has those games where he is visibly good or visibly bad as well.
Yeah.
But most of the time, he's like, I don't want to say silent assassin, but he's very good. And you don't notice that unless you specifically just strictly
like doing nothing, but does everything if you watch his game.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like he has had some brilliant games also against England in the finals, stepping in for Rodri.
Then again, came on,
in Europa League, he gets pocketed by Man United, and we know how good Man United are these days. Like
exactly,
it's a very delicate subject at the moment.
Yeah, you don't know if it can actually carry a full season where we get the, you know what I mean, like you're saying, is there 15 average games in him? Do you know what I mean? And that's what we can't have that. Do you know what I mean? We only can carry it probably accept maybe about 5 average games if there's going to be a success at Arsenal season.
Exactly. For us to even succeed, he needs to be pretty much on it every single time.
Yes, absolutely.
And then, of course, then the attack comes in where if we sign, well, it looks like we might, but if we sign Gyokeres, the hope is that we had like 14, 15 draws last year and everything, few losses. That they would basically get it. I would expect at least half. At least. At least. Yeah. Because those were the reasons at the end of the day why we couldn't do anything. Like
if
one
David
goal.
Dean were here, Robbo, this wouldn't be happening. If David Dean were here, we'd have been out in a striker back. He would have said to Mikel Arteta, cut story short, we aren't going. He'd have said, look, Mikel, look, this is what the club needs. We need to start building the attack now. We've got the defence, got the goalkeepers, midfielders quite stacked. It's now attack. David Dean would have been that head in Mikel Arteta's ear. So it would have been that voice in Mikel Arteta's ear. He's so knowledgeable. Do you know what I mean? He used to tell Wenger, Arsene, I think we can, we could do this or we could get that. He used to communicate and they would tell each other. Do you know what I mean? I know apparently Edu did that, but David Dean were a master. I miss those guys: David Dean, Ilwood, Ken Fryer, Lady Nina Bracewell Smith, Keith Elderman, Danny Fritzman. Someone obviously not alive now. That were an Arsenal group, if you ask me. I know there wasn't perfect. You know what I mean? I know that to sell the share to the Cronkies, but we would have had a balanced team with those guys in and around Arsenal right now, especially David Dean, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. So it's gonna be very interesting because for me, let's do the what if scenarios in all these cases. Gyökeres signs, right?
Yep.
We sign Mosquera. That's 6 signings. We sell some players, right? What we gonna do next? That for me is the biggest what if, because I'm reading today that obviously we read Liverpool in for Isak. If they totally say no, Liverpool can go in also for Ekitike, whilst Newcastle in for Ekitike at the same time and everything. Then I read that in some places that Rodrigo actually could become available. And now all of a sudden, it's not anymore 80 to 90 million. It's 60 to 75. And that is, I'm talking in euros right now, not even in pounds, which means that if someone signs him for, let's just say, those 60 million euros, that is the same money we paid for Madueke.
I know.
And then this Madueke signing and backing from all the top Gooners and everything who, with open arms, took him in. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Like, I'm not saying Madueke is super awful, but I don't think he's something we need right now, personally.
He's
going to put Arsenal shirt. I'm going to back him during the games, obviously.
Absolutely.
Obviously, I'm going to praise him if he does good. I'm going to criticize if he does bad.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
I don't think he's the one we needed
now. No way.
Afterwards, we could have signed. Bakayoko just went to RB Leipzig
for
22 million euros.
Euros
is like 18, 19 million pounds.
I'd have took Mbemo, I'd have gone all, and he could have caused a lot. He could have literally been trusted up top as well. That guy is getting better every season, and he's got a good brain. Give him a yard, and he thinks goal first. Give him a yard from 25 yard out. He will pull trigger. He's strong. He's got a good pass on him. He's got speed on him when he gets going. To me, he's levels above Madueke, and he could have done the job as a 10, a 9, right winger to back Saka up. I could see that happening, but obviously that deal is going to be done now for Man United, I think, if they ever get over the line.
Yeah. Like, I'm just on top of my head, right? Yeah. By the way, listen to Valeria. Smash the likes, people. Subscribe as well whilst you're at it, and subscribe to Rich as well. His link is in the in the tile, sorry. But I was thinking right now, Ethan is central role, as Ornstein said, right? But that then Odegaard, what's its face? Vanieri, not sure what's going to happen with Max Daumann, whether he's going to be an 8, whether he's going to be a 6, whether he's going to participate a lot in the team, nobody knows at the moment. But that, again, kind of, doesn't it put kind of Eze to the side, and kind of he's like the odd man out to some extent at the moment, which kind of means that this is massive copium talking here. We actually could be going for Rodrigo, ironically enough. In those some just go for a left wing out and out. Like that could be the case, but I genuinely don't know, because like if Ethan plays centrally, unless Odegaard drops into 8 or Eze drops into 8, then again, what's going to happen with Rice? What was the point of Zubimendi to some extent? It kind of throws everything, causes chaos in terms of team selections, which I kind of like. I'm not going to lie.
You need an edit. Yeah, good to have an edit. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of nice because then when Arteta just came in, we never knew what kind of 11 he's going to put out. For the last 2.5 seasons, we could have predicted what kind of 11 it's gonna be after 5 months. Basically, we knew who's
and the
gonna start
subs.
where pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
And right now, if we actually get some signings like those Ezes or Rodrigos and stuff like that, it actually could put a bit of a mystery in it, and that is something I want, so we can be maybe more adaptable for specific teams. So maybe we don't maybe get too overrun in the midfield against Newcastle, Aston Villa, things like that. Then we maybe can control the game more, a bit more high press, more technical players we can put out. At least that is my hope in all of this. But whether it's going to happen or not, I genuinely don't know. Odegaard, I agree, was very poor last season. But the seasons before, he has been very good. I personally believe he will bounce back, in my opinion.
Well, we all hope so, Richard.
No, that is the hope. But I still believe that, to see the best of Odegaard, I kind of still believe we need to play that
style. He needs a bit of freedom.
22-23 season. Like, we need free-flowing, shackles off, attacking, rotational, runs, and everything. We need all that. So if we play slow, it gives defenders time to basically gang up on him. Just put it that way. Everyone just surrounds him and he loses the ball. He gets shoved off it very easily. Let's just put it that way. He needs pass and move quick. He needs those type of scenarios.
Do you know Anthony Herbert? He might be in your chat sometimes. He made a brilliant point last night in my live stream, and I was literally like, I want that starting 11. I don't know if you came across him in your chat. He said, big up Anthony as well, if you're in the chat or whatever. He said, Timber, Saliba Gabriel, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Rice, Zubamendi, Nwaneri, Saka, Eze, Gyökeres up top on his own. And I'm thinking, wow. Rice and Zubamendi is the policemen picking everything up, shielding the back four.
Double pivot,
and then just letting...
4-2-3-1.
Yeah, I like that. I love that. I love that formation. I think even the 4-3-3, it looks bare. It kind of even looks like there's not enough players on the pitch. You know, when it shows you on the grid at night. I've never been a massive fan of that. And the 4-2-3-1, I really like that because you can get protected in middle with them two shields. And imagine Eze, Saka, and Nwaneri interchanging, all over the park, going left, going right, going central. Eze driving forward at ball, Saka coming down the right wing, and then you just obviously and Nwaneri picking it up. They'll just be interchanging all over, and then you've got a goal machine like the beast up top. And I thought to myself, that looks brilliant, but it won't happen because obviously Arteta's got Kai Havertz as his love child, Odegaard's his love child, and he just won't. It won't do it. It won't drop that. But when I seen it, I thought that would be really attacking.
But
and
that
if Rice
would be
starts
good in a few years. I don't think Ethan, as much as I hate to say this, he's not ready.
Disciplined enough, do you think?
He looked quite gassed as well. He played a few games in a row, and he was out of breath quite quickly afterwards.
Yeah, hopefully he might have done something with his fitness in through in summer. They might have picked up on that, and he might need to just shed a couple of pounds, or I don't know, do a bit of running drills or something like that. But yeah, I agree with that. But I thought that. I would love to see that this season.
Yeah, 4-2-3-1 double pivot. That is something I want to see because sometimes it feels like there definitely will be opponents where we can play 4-3-3 and leave Zubimendi alone, like in that sixth role. But there will be quite a few games where I think if he plays alone 6, he's going to be eaten alive. It kind of, I kind of get that feeling. So we kind of will need to change.
I was hoping, like with Zubamendi, I was hoping they were going to get someone like Fofana or something who went to AC Milan from Monaco, just with a ball-breaking powerhouse who's bigger than Declan Rice, who's more defensive than Declan Rice, who can sit there and then allow Declan Rice to have a freedom of running. Do you know what I mean? Because Declan Rice loves running with that ball. He absolutely loves it. But with Zubamendi, like you said, if Declan Rice starts wondering, and Zubamendi's getting up into the grasp of the Premier League, and it's quite strong for him. Like you say, he's going to get bullied all over, and he will get run all over as well. So I really wanted a powerhouse. You know what I mean? I mean, there was one who used to play for Lens, and I watched him for about 4 minutes, and I'm like, brilliant, what a talent! And that were Fofana. He used to play for Lens, and then I think he went to the Saudi League. And now I think he's back in
himself.
Put him.
Uh,
I think he went to Al Nasser, Robert, but I think he's left Saudi League already.
he
He played
left
for
Saudis
Lens.
already?
I'm
Or
not
when?
sure. He might have. He was at Al Nasser, I think, with Ronaldo. But I think he's come out at Saudi League already. But he was at Lens, and I thought, what a signing that would be for Arsenal. He's tall. He scores goals. You know, he's got good control at ball. Very strong. And I think I only watched him 4 minutes in Liga once when he used to watch all leagues, and I'm like, this guy's brilliant.
For Lens. I'm just thinking right now. What like?
What's his nationality? Is it Ivorian? Ivory Coast? I think it is. I think he's Ivory Coast. I think he is Ivorian. I'm sure he is.
Wasn't that Fofana himself?
Like yeah, Fofana. That's Sesko Fofana. I think it is.
Sesko Fofana. Yeah. Something.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would have loved. I would have loved to have signed him. Is it Sesko Fofana, isn't it? Yes, I think. Yeah, Sesko Fofana.
Sesko Fofana.
Sesko Fofana. Yeah.
I know. He played for Lens a few years ago.
He did. Yes, he did.
When they were doing right now, he's a Stade Rennais.
Where is he gone?
Stade Rennais. He was he went from Lens to Al Nassr. Then he got loaned out to Al Ettifaq. And then Al Nassr sold him this January to Stade Rennais in Ligue 1. For 20 million euros. He's in Ligue 1 back.
So his career's going down, and he really impressed me. He would have been brilliant at Arsenal. He'd be a powerhouse, brilliant.
And we have had loads of those. We have been looking at these powerhouse houses for quite some time, and we still haven't signed.
No.
To be honest, we always down look on them. I don't know why. To be honest,
even Pogba. I mean, that's a long shot, but if you're getting a Pogba from 4 years ago, it could, it might have just been okay.
Before everything, when he was for prime France, arguably to some extent, with next to Kante.
Oh yes, absolutely.
You can't have enough good players in your team. Facts. You win stuff with the squad, not the first 11, or 100%. Like 100%, at the moment,
100%.
We've been other way around. Like we had 11 and maybe 2, maybe 3 if you push it, good subs, and rest of them just you kind of wing it at the end of the day. But yeah, we definitely need some more quality on the bench. 100% we need. We kind of have addressed it as well to some extent.
Yeah. Norgard on bench, Mosquera's on bench, yeah,
he's gonna be there. Now the question is about Madueke. That's the biggest question. Like 52 million just to sit behind Saka, I don't think so. I think he's going left wing. Play left wing more than some people expect.
But I've even said this, bro. Like I said, I can see Mikel Arteta. If he thinks I have to get Kai Havertz in this team because I can't, like if he goes on bench, he's going to wait it because teams will say, fans from other clubs, us fans, pundits, commentators, pre-match press. Oh, just look at Arsenal now. They've got a proper striker up top, a target man, a prolific striker. And Arteta won't like that because he's that stubborn. I can even see him thinking, where can I get my love child in this team? Where can I put Kai Havertz? And I think he could even say, right, I'm going to try him at left wing because, like I said, this guy will do anything. He would rather take risks for it to benefit himself than rather the benefit of Arsenal Football Club. That's how I see him because the things I've seen, not because I'm making it up, because of what he does. Do you know what I mean? And it wouldn't surprise me. And it'd be like watching Mertesacker on wing. It'd be crazy. But I could even see him trying it to put Kai Havertz on wing.
Yeah, like I don't want that. I don't want to see Havertz on the wing.
Nobody wants that. Nobody. Nobody.
Big up Gary. Hope you're doing well.
Big up Gary. Hope you're well.
Yeah, nobody's stressing. It looks like we're gonna get him. We can play Odegaard, Eze, and Zubimendi or Rice to combat low blocks. Yeah, that is the hope. We could play two 10s. One just pushes in the 8. Yeah. And with Zubimendi or Rice just to have someone at the back just in case. Let's just put it that way. Rice probably would be more destroyer for the counters. Zubimendi would be more with dominance of the ball. Just the question is how Arteta would want to go. But that was also the season ended last year, and there were reports that Mikel Arteta wants 2 6s that can interchange depending on the team we face. One is more physical destroyer, other one is more technical for high press and distributing the ball. That is the hope, like in those terms. Big up TK, by the way. Big up TK, my guy. Ethan. Yeah. Ethan, it looks like he's staying as well. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's good news,
hopefully.
that is.
Yeah, that's fantastic news, to be honest. At least some
Very.
positivity. We just need that
Definitely.
Saliba signs a new deal.
Well, Robbo, I don't know if you know, but you've probably seen it on my stream. William Saliba's my favourite player. I've watched all his loans, and I decided once watched him at Marseille, I'm like, we're getting this guy. He's our defender, and he's my favourite player, and he has been since he started at Arsenal because of what I've seen in his loans. And I'll hold my hands up, mate. He deserves to win trophies, and so does a lot like his Saka's, Declan Rice. They are going to start getting fed up. And with Saliba, I think we're just one phone call away from Florentino Perez calling him. That's it, because apparently he's a massive fan of him. He sees him as like his future project. But then they've got that Dean Huijsen, and they're going to get Konate next season. But what Real Madrid will do, they bully teams. They will wear Arsenal down, and if you don't sign a contract by January, they'll think, well, that 100 million's gone down to 70 million. And if it's still not signed a contract by January, gets to next summer, that's 70 million will be reaching about 50 million. And then it's Real Madrid are just like, thank you.
We want to avoid
just
another
rubbing their hands together.
with Saliba only. That is the biggest thing for me.
That's the thing I would sell him right now, even if we could.
But there are smart fans. I've heard that they say they much rather run Saliba's contract down than sell him.
No way.
Like that is nuts for me personally. But there are some people who say that. Like that is the nuts part. But yeah, if Berta man just re-sign Saliba, like that will be massive credit in his bank. I'm not gonna lie.
Do not keep letting these players run the contract down. We were told this is not going to happen. And this is me saying this. William Saliba is my favourite player, and I am saying if Real Madrid approached him now, and they had a fire sale or whatever, and they're right, we're going to complete our window with Saliba, etc. I would be saying sell him. I would say it honestly. I would sell him now, and get 90 to 100 million for him. I honestly would, because we could find a defender with that, and we could probably get. Well, we could sign Rodrigo with that, and then I don't know, with Eze, if we do what we did with Kivior, Nelson, etc.
We do that though. If we sold him right now, it would be hella rough. I'm not gonna lie, because pretty much I would say about 80% of that money would go for Rodrigo, and then replacing Saliba in general. As much as I personally believe replacing Gabriel would be 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Saliba replacement, to find that perfect balance like they are as a pairing.
Oh, absolutely.
It would be insane to replace.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard for me to say that, but I am just saying because I can see him running his contract down and being in control of this, and just like I'm waiting till January. And as soon as it touches January, as we all know, that 90 to 100 has dropped straight to about 70. And if it touches next summer, there's 1 year left, and that 70 is like 50 million, and we're signing for 27 million. So a player we can make a good profit. And I do not like that, by the way. I do not think of like sell on value, or I don't care about that. If we sign a player and he does the job for 2 years, that's all I'm bothered about. But with someone like Saliba, I'm thinking, don't let Real Madrid just come and bully and take us. Don't let them just take out, because him and Gabriel are best defenders in world, in my opinion, on the day. When they're on it, there's no one better than them two. Nobody.
As a pairing, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, it's got to be rough to replace them in general.
Oh, it really is.
What are the attributes that Gordon has that he brings to our team that we lack? Don't think he's that much better of an upgrade to our team.
Well, Robbo, what do you...
Well, for me personally, he would be upgrade on Trossard.
Yeah,
just put it that way. With Martinelli, it's a bit of a, I don't want to say iffy one, but it's a bit of a like there's a gray area regarding this for me, because I like Martinelli. That is the sad part, but at the same time, it feels like unless we change the style of play, he's never gonna go to where he was. Let's just put it that way.
No.
With Gordon, I think he's very similar to Martinelli, but there are some differences in terms of how they play. It feels like Gordon is more technical. Let's just put it that way for me. And obviously, it would be also an insane lump of money. Let's just put it that way. Overall, if we sign Gordon, I wouldn't be displeased. Let's just put it that way. At the same time, is he a massive improvement like years? Like if we signed Rodrigo or we signed Desiree Doué or even Barcola to some extent, if we signed, right? It wouldn't be that big of an improvement. The question is, will we? Because we have been linked with him. Personally, if I had a list, he wouldn't be on top of my list. Let's just put it that way. He would be like the 5th or 6th option. Yeah. Like that would at least give us some window where we could sign some players that are above him. But if push comes to shove, if we had that money lying around and we didn't need to improve other places, I would sign it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
For me personally. And I would also entertain potentially some ideas of him trying to be a striker to some extent, maybe testing him out there. At Everton, I really hated him, I'm not gonna lie. But at Newcastle, he's kind of a nice player. Eddie Howe has improved him massively, in my opinion.
He has. Eddie Howe improves everybody. Robbo, he really does.
Joe Linton from striker became insane midfielder, like master.
Tonali, Joe Linton, and Gyökeres, best trio in Premier League last season. No one can argue with that. The trio, they was absolutely class.
Yeah.
They have got everything. Even Murphy, right at door years ago. About 7 Premier League goals last season, like a baller. You know what I mean? Elanga, if he improves him even more, that's going to be a problem.
Like, I was watching this also on Twitter, or somebody posted, like, if they manage to keep Isak and he stays, and they sign Ekitike, if they play, let's just say, even 4-4-2, they would have Ekitike and Isak up top, Gordon on the left, Elanga on the right, and midfield, you can basically pick and choose Guimaraes, Tonali, Joelinton, Guimaraes. It just depends how you want to look at it.
Absolutely, because obviously we're going to lose one midfield in that, if TK starts. But then they've got Harvey Barnes, Robbo, as well. He took Gordon out of the team. Gordon could not. He was sat on bench watching Harvey Barnes balling out and scoring. So when people keep saying Eddie Howe's not even in the same conversation as Mikel Arteta, he's better than Mikel Arteta, if you ask me. And if someone started waking this sleeping giant up with Newcastle, you can get ready, because where I live, I have grew up with absolutely, and I mean absolutely, loads of Geordies of all different ages. And when they won that Carabao Cup, they were so happy. Do you know what I mean? And I was happy for them as well. And they, like, one of my friends, a Newcastle fan, and I asked him maybe 3 Saturdays ago coming up, and I said, Tom, Isaac, if someone come to Newcastle for 130, Isaac, I said, really? He said, no, mate. He says, no, Rich. He says, we're building. He says, Eddie Howe is building. He says, he wants a perfect team now. He says, we've not been able to spend. He says, I says, what? So you're basically going to go with keeping Isaac? And I says, but obviously, if you get Elanga, well, I think they got Elanga by then. I says, that means, I says, that means obviously Gordon's. He says, no. He says, Eddie Howe, I says, what are you going to do with old-fashioned 2 left wingers, 2 right wingers? He says, yeah. He says, and then I says, what, Callum Wilson, you'll probably need maybe 1 more to back Isaac up. And he was like, yeah, he probably will. And, if someone's woke the sleeping giant up, Newcastle could dominate football in the next 5 years because of what they've got to spend and the owners. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, but it could. And Anthony Gordon, like, the thing is with a winger, I see a winger, if he gets that ball, Robbo, as a winger, and just goes boom, and runs it straight by, that to me is a good winger, as long as he's got good control of the ball and they don't hesitate. If you get a winger where he's like, back, forward, back, shall I cross it this time? Shall I not cross it? I want a winger what's forward thinking, picks the ball up and just goes. And the perfect example, we being Arsenal, who have one of the best wingers I've ever seen in my life, is the Flying Dutchman, Mark Overmars. He was at Arsenal for 3 years and he's an absolute legend. He was that goal where he heads it down, puts it through Schmeichel's legs on that Saturday morning, obviously the winning title season, 97, 98. That to me is a good winger. And Gordon is like that a little bit. He gets the ball and he goes. You don't want a winger where they're hesitating, they're coming back. They don't. Walcott used to do that, where he would go full throttle, but then he'd be like, I need to turn back. That's why sometimes he was best route middle with Theo. So Anthony Gordon would be decent, but mine's Rodrigo, Robbo, same as probably you and many others. And then it's Lookman and Rafael Leao, I would say, after 100%.
That. If he stays, Ekitike will join Liverpool. It looks that way. It could come to that. Although I just read that Napoli have pretty much told Liverpool that they can consider talks with Nunez done and dusted. They are not signing him. apparently.
Yeah,
So it will be interesting what's going to happen with noodles.
I think Saudis have come in Robbo North for Nunes. I think they were trying to entice him one more time.
PK. Speaking about Overmars, and then he says, "Now we have Madueke."
This is it, TK. This is it, man. I mean, Mark Overmars, he was just electric. He was a proper winger. And Perez, obviously, we can't forget Perez and Andis Limpar.
Oh,
So we do need a winger, like you say. We do what chat's saying. These top Gooners, they will say, "Oh, no, we don't need a winger. We've got wingers. We've got Martinelli." You can't keep putting trust in a player. Martinelli's had 2 rubbish seasons. You can't give a 3rd season and then think, "Oh, what if?" Do you know what I mean? Next season, this season, Martinelli might be brilliant, but we're not in that kind of stage now to keep saying, "What if?" What if Martinelli turns up this season? What if Odegaard plays brilliant? We have to win the Premier League or Champions League this season. And if we're out of title by October, which
the fan base will be...
they're going to turn it, Robbo. If we lose 2 in first 6 games, I guarantee you now there will be so many more Arteta out fans. They will be shouting it and they'll be making the voice because they'll be like, right, that 50-50 is like now 90-10. Do you know what I mean? Or full ball. Because people are starting to show it now that they're starting to realise that we look at us even messing around with a striker, one of the best in the world.
Yeah, it's insane. Hopefully he gets done soon because otherwise it's gonna be peak. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, we've been live for an hour and 11 minutes. Kind of have to wrap it up, unfortunately, because otherwise
it flies by, mate, doesn't it? It absolutely flies. I always say when I jump on, I think I'll say about half an hour tonight. It just goes so quick, mate. It really does.
Genuinely, 100%.
And thank you for inviting me as well, Robo. Again, it's been great, mate. Like I say, I'm loving this. Soon I'm going to be getting a laptop, so I'll have a different setup, wider screen. It's because phone does the job, but it's not as good, mate. It's not as good. Nowhere near.
Yeah, big up for coming on.
Yeah, you're welcome,
people.
mate.
By the way, people, his Rich's link is in title, so go click it, subscribe to him as well.
Big up all the chat as well. Great to see you again.
Everyone. Like the stream, subscribe whilst you're at it. Have a great evening. Hopefully we get some positive news tomorrow because right now we got the news that Vangieri, it looks like he's going to resign, so that is positive. Now we just need that striker and we need some other players. That is the biggest thing. We'll see how that's going to go. But for today, we're going to end it. By the way, as well, I always forget to mention this. Check out my YouTube short and or TikTok, depending where you're at. It's also Latvian Gooner. And have a nice evening. Have a nice day tomorrow. Hopefully going to see you all tomorrow as well. Hopefully Arsenal provide us with some positive news.
Mm-hmm. What's you just know when negatives come in. If 1 year is getting close, there's a negative coming. This is what happens, Robbo. I don't want to keep you, mate, but it's correct. Like today, I've seen tickets. Not tickets to watch a friendly. It's £10. I'm sure that were a £5. I'm sure it was. Do you know what I mean? They had the audacity to charge us when we can't get Gyokeres over the line, and yet now they just put that out there. It's £10 to watch a friendly match.
I remember we played Everton in a friendly a few years ago.
Yeah, and they streamed it free.
I was watching on Everton's page.
And they streamed it free, didn't they?
Free. Yeah.
I knew it, Everton. I knew it. Well, I kept thinking, I seen something. I know for a fact a Premier League team was streaming free, and I thought to myself earlier on, it were Everton. And I thought, well, I'm just going to keep it at that. And you've just literally confirmed it. Everton won it. They streamed it free.
Yeah, it
do you know
was
what I mean?
$9.99 for Arsenal to watch.
So it's gone up a £5 already. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's shameful that.
Well, I guess need to fund Gyokeres somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is what it is. I guess we have to live with it, unfortunately, because it doesn't look like anything's going to change anytime.
No, they're not bothered, mate. They're not bothered.
Yeah, they don't care. But people, big up to you all. Big up to Rich. Big up. Thank you for coming on. Big up to everyone.
You're welcome, my friend. Big up, chat. Thank you very much.
Everyone. Big up, people, and see you very, very, very soon. Peace.